I mean, you know what you're getting with Robert Eggers. He does not mess about.
Yeah.
So Nosferatu is rated R or 18 over here, or is it going to be 15? Maybe 15 over here for bloody violence and graphic nudity. Are we going to see boobies?
I mean, it says graphics, so that usually, I would imagine that means we're going to get peener too. Plus, William Dafoe's in it, so there's probably going to be some peener in it.
Yeah, he does throw it about.
I mean, why not?
Here, I like William Dafoe. He's another one. You know what you're getting with him. You're getting a sort of contained chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. Like splitting at the seams, but just barely staying in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for this one
What
too.
movie was he talking about? He practiced his character had a pipe, and he practiced that tapping the pipe into the fire about 200 times before he did it, because he didn't want that to interfere with his performance. You know, he didn't want to be looking as if he was fumbling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's one of them sort of individuals where he's all about the moment of the scene, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I appreciate him for it. God, if he hadn't been in the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. I mean, I remember him in it, but
yeah, you remember him in it. Like
that's pretty much about all I remember of the movie.
Like I said, if he hadn't been in the first Spider-Man movie, would Tobey Maguire have taken off? Like when you saw the sequels, there was William Dafoe made that movie as a Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like he was the only one in that movie that was like an actual comic book character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He made that. If he hadn't been in it, it would have just been Tobey Maguire doing Tobey Maguire stuff. Because what else has Tobey Maguire been in that's memorable?
Yep. I'm like trying to go through the mental Rolodex. I'm like,
as a tumbleweed,
have I seen him in?
Bung.
Yeah.
And the prosecution rests his case.
Yep.
So, and the fact William Dafoe's in this as well. That's going to be interesting. William Dafoe and Bill Skarsgård, who still hasn't apologized for the crow.
I mean, a paycheck's a paycheck, man. I gotta respect the hustle.
Or as a part of the NDA, do not fucking apologize for this movie.
Probably.
And 14 character font, you know, you will not apologize to this movie for like this contract.
I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Somebody proper had a go at me in the chat or in the comments over that, and I was like, no, the difference between the writer and the actor is like, they'll take a gig.
Still, like, if you are looking at something on screen and it is not good, it is a culmination of fuck ups. Not saying that it's just the actor, but the actor's a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
There was a scene, like, they hired a singer for the Shelley character, and there was a scene where she's meant to sing and she couldn't sing. She sort of went, like, couldn't actually sing. It says well. Anyway, this will be Bill Skarsgård's redemption arc.
Hopefully,
yes. I don't think Eggers will allow him to be crap.
True.
He is a man of detail.
Yeah, I can't think of a single thing of his that wasn't just perfection.
And people even slagged off the Northman, but if you just go into that, just switch your brain off and go into that mindset of that time, it's a blast.
I mean, I saw a lot of, like, I understand why a lot of people weren't too happy with it, specifically people that are fans of Assassin's Creed video game, because there were a lot of shot-for-shot ripoffs of the cinematic parts of Assassin's Creed Berserker or whatever the fuck it was.
I've never played it, so.
Neither have I. I don't
played the first one briefly, but no interest in the franchise.
Yeah, so fucking repetitive. Like, I played the first one for like a couple hours and I got bored. Black Flags was pretty cool because you get to pilot a pirate ship, but yeah, while I can respect the game, I am not a fan of the game.
Yeah, so
oh man, I was gonna rent that shit later, the new Crow, just to see how bad it is, but apparently I don't have enough points to not have to pay for
yourself.
It. No, man, I gotta see it. As much as I don't want to, I have to see it just to see how bad it is.
Yeah. I've still got PTSD from that.
I believe it, man. Like seeing those trailers, it's just like,
yeah, and you've got 2
so
hours
the Crow sells meth now. Cool.
Lovely. Anyway, Focus features is celebrating Christmas with director Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, and the fresh take on the horror classic has been rated R this week. Nosferatu has been rated R by the MPA for bloody violent content, graphic nudity, and some sexual content. Bill Skarsgård is playing Nosferatu, Count Orlok in the film, in theaters December 25th, 2024. Nicholas Hoult, Emma Corrin, Willem Dafoe, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and Lily Rose Depp also star in Robert Eggers' big screen resurrection, the Nosferatu legend. There's a warning there when they start rhyming off the names. names becomes a credits reel. There's no article.
Mhm.
When I'm doing an article now, my eyes start glazing over once I start seeing that, the whole paragraph of just who's at it, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
And this person made the coffee, and this person
No,
beat the rugs, and this person, blah, 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 blah.
all joking aside, that is a very important role.
I'm not diminishing it.
Just saying. Like, I'll take a coffee guy over anybody else in management any fucking day.
Do you know what? I would respect the coffee person
Mhm.
to give their opinions on movies as opposed to some idiot in the executive suite.
Well, dude, like
They're
the
actually on
classic.
set and they're seeing people busting their bits.
Yeah, well, I mean, the classic tale of Seinfeld with Bryan Cranston, like his whole thing where before he starts working on Jerry, he takes that big huff of the nitrous and then starts. That was a Crafty. Like that was somebody at Crafty when Bryan Cranston was over there getting some grub was like, it'd be funny if you did this. He fucking did it. And that is a classic part of television history now. They're on more sets than anybody else, including actors.
Mhm.
Fucking listen to them, definitely.
It's the typical corporate structure, isn't it? You don't actually listen to the people that do the job day in, day
Mhm.
out and deal
Right.
with all the problems. No, you get some outsider to come in as a consultant who's never actually been in through the doors and
Mhm.
listen to their advice.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
this is a pretty loosely defined article. I do
Yeah.
like that they bring up Werner Herzog,
Yep, and Myrna.
even though it's not Nosferatu, it's Nosferatu the vampire. But it's bloody disgusting. They don't know shit about horror.
This is about as normieism, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, we still had fun. The 1922 version holds up. Like, we had fun reviewing that.
Dude, I
100th
fucking love it.
anniversary.
And I love the different versions of it too. Like I have one version where it's just all like classic, like goth, death rock type shit as the soundtrack. Like watching Nosferatu and then having Typo Negative fucking be the backing track instead of the classic track. It's
That would
magical.
fit, yeah.
Dude, it's fucking magical. Like there's Bauhaus, it's fucking if I remember correctly, like it's some alien sex fiend. Like it's a well-rounded soundtrack
God,
and it
that's
works
90s-tastic, isn't it?
perfect.
Oh god, back to my teenage year. In fact, early adult years. God, I am old.
Yeah,
Fuck, I'm
early
old.
adult years. Yeah, I was in
That
the
was me
80s.
in club. It wasn't even me on the tape. That was me in clubs, rock bars, listening to that when it was
Yeah.
considered new. Here's a
Fair.
new
Okay.
wheel. Fuck, old fart. Thanks for bringing that up, Cameron.
Gotcha. You know what? I lived through 4 years of the 80s, so I can appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've been around before then. Even. Thanks. Dear. Yeah, the 1922 silent movie followed the vampire Count Orlok, who wants to buy a house in Germany and becomes enamored with the real estate agent's wife. It was an unofficial adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which almost led to all copies being destroyed. Yeah, I remember Stoker went apeshit. Like, he was still alive at the time, and he went apeshit, and his publishing house went apeshit over it.
I mean, I get it. Somebody's ripping off your shit, you're not getting paid at least. I'd throw a fit too. I mean, I'm glad he didn't. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it needed to survive, and there's always, once you create a character, there's always going to be a knockoff. Once you create anything, there's always going to be somebody that emulates.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, I suppose this is where I'm a bit annoying fence sitter on the whole thing now. I used to be very black and white about this sort of thing, but if somebody creates a knockoff and it becomes popular, and it's just knocked off enough that it's not an exact adaptation, but it always leads back to your property, and your property gets bigger because of it, is that a bad thing?
Fuck no.
Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm kind of having a struggle with the whole moral quandary on it.
Well, is it a bad thing on surface level? No. As long as you're getting paid. Like if you're getting paid, yeah, absolutely. It's fucking great. But then you look at shit like Night of the Living Dead.
That holds a Guinness World Record for, was it because of a contract or a problem in the
Yeah, it was
rights?
last second contract because it went from Night of the Creeps to
Mhm.
Night of the Living Dead. And because new contracts weren't set out with a new title, it essentially made that company null and void. So it immediately went into the realm of public domain instead of being a product, essentially. And yeah, like
And
that's
it's
why
the most
you will.
featured movie in other movies, and it's
Yeah.
holds a Guinness World Record. But once
Yeah,
again,
that shit, I get so mad every time I
Yeah.
see that in movies because it's like, you son of a bitch, you cheap fuck, you didn't want to pay somebody to have their movie in here, you fucking turd.
Yeah. However, here's the other side that'll help keep the movie in the zeitgeist and continue to be popular and people go back.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
mean,
suppose what I'm trying to say is, did that movie get extra sales or extra rentals because of the featuring, i.e. free advertising, or did it do the movie harm? Now, if it did the original movie harm and it lost money, yeah, totally against that. If the knock-on effect, like for example, did Nosferatu point people towards Bram Stoker's Dracula wanting to read it?
Yeah, see, yeah,
If
that's
it
the
did
thing.
that, then that's a positive thing. If people watch this instead of reading Bram Stoker's Dracula, not good. That's where I'm sitting with it, and I don't know the answer.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's definitely case by case. Like in this case, no, I think it's fucking silly. Like again, I understand. Like Bram Stoker had every right to be fucking pissed off, but it's like, you know, like you said, it's gonna bring people who have never read that novel from watching this being like, oh, I want to see the source material. Like I'm that way. Like if I watch a movie that I like, find out it's based on a book, I
Yeah, you
immediately
want to
buy
check
the
out
book.
the book. You
Yeah,
get curious.
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, there's books I've read because of like a movie and stuff, like some of King's stuff has led me, because seeing the movie as a kid, because that was the first access I had to it. Oh,
Yeah.
want to check that out?
Same. That's how I got into it. It was definitely the movies. Yeah, I mean, of course, they're two different beasts, but I love both.
It's a different, like I said, us covering the article is a completely different format, and we're just talking about it, and we're bringing up other things. So we're not like bringing this article up on screen and playing it and jingle
Yeah.
music over the back, and pretend we're made a video. If that makes sense.
Right.
Those ones piss me off.
Yeah, it's just people that just narrate the shit. I was like,
Don't give their opinion.
it's like, come on. It's like that's the whole point of this
Oh, they
shit.
don't
Is
even narrate.
to
They
have
use fucking robot TikTok voice. They're not lazy. They don't even narrate themselves. They use robot fucking AI voice.
Well, I don't understand, because it's like the whole point of doing this is the pseudo interaction that you have between the audience and the people on screen. If there's nothing personal added to it, literally you're just like, they could have just read the fucking article.
Yeah, what's the point of the creating thing? That's why I always try to make us into a discussion, because that's kind of the point, is have the lawyers got too involved? I know laws and legal presence build up because of incidents, and that's how it sort of goes, but has it got to the point now where you can't even pay homage to something? Like we were discussing before we went in stream, I won't even show trailers now or react to trailers, because I just don't need the hassle of copyright strikes.
Yeah,
Like, I
and
haven't lost
it's
one yet. I mean, I've always fought back and won, but it's just the hassle of, well, I was going to watch a trailer and talk about it, something coming out, but I'm not going to do it anymore because it's just not worth freaking balls ache. I'm not
right.
stealing
Yeah,
anything.
because
In fact, I'm
it's
advertising
not
doing
even.
it.
Yeah, it's not even like somebody who works there specifically just to look at things to see, oh, is this copyright infringement? No, there's a fucking a bot that decides, oh, this is a copyright infringement, and there's nobody you can talk to explain the situation. You just have to send off an email and hope that it gets resolved. 99% of the time it does, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yep. And then you see other channels just blatantly rip shit off all the
Yeah.
time and get away with it. And they're hundreds of thousands of views and millions of views and monetized, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, there's even companies that put their own shit up that will deal with that shit. Like I've heard dozens of stories from, say, like specifically like Aerioscope, the people that did Hatchet and stuff like that. They've been hit for fucking copyright infringement for putting up their own trailers, and then they will send emails being like, yeah, but look at this page. They literally have the movie posted illegally, and they're fine. Like, what the fuck?
Nothing happens.
No, not
Yeah.
a goddamn thing. It's stupid as hell.
Does get you annoyed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The last thing I saw Lily Rose Depp in was Yoga Hosers.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that might be like
That's the last thing
I
I've
saw
ever.
too.
The only thing, sorry, I'll reiterate. The only thing I've ever seen Lily Rose Depp in is Yoga Hosers.
Okay, what
I
did you
don't know how
think
to
of
feel
Yoga
about her
Hosers?
being in this movie, because that's the only reference.
Let's see. I'm trying to think.
This could be wonderful. It could be.
Oh, she was in
absolute-
Tusk. I saw Tusk. I like Tusk. Forgot
what else
about
was
that.
it?
I think that might be
She has not been in a lot.
Moose Jaws. Oh my fucking god! There
We
is
just picked another shit movie.
I think I might have just found my new favorite movie. Wait, okay, it's a Kevin Smith thing, so I think it might be a fake trailer or something.
He's someone that needs to go away. He's well over.
Sir, I will argue the fuck out of you with that. Like,
Yeah, you don't know anything. So
what's that?
you don't know anything, so
That is true. That is true.
He's done. He is well. Nah, once he's messing with He-Man, that's it. You can fucking do one.
Yeah, I've never watched any of the cartoons that he's done.
Yeah, it's depressing. Mess with my childhood. But yeah, so they're not going to hold back. I'm a no Eggers. He doesn't hold back. So we're going to see it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely.